just working what we did in 6.2 backwards. So in 6.2, we defined quadrilaterals as parallelograms by a bunch of different scenarios. We said that if you have a parallelogram, then we had a list of following statements that held true. That stands for parallelogram because I don't like to spell. So some of the things that we talked about with parallelograms is that we had a list. I think we had five parts to it. We said that opposite sides were parallel. We said opposite sides were congruent. We said that opposite angles were congruent. We said that consecutive angles were supplementary. And then we also said that diagonals bisected. They bisected each other. Okay. So we went through all of that on Tuesday. It's half days on Thursdays. So we went through all of that, and from there we did a bunch of algebra problems, and nothing was all that crazy or difficult. And from what it sounds like, you guys kind of flew through most of it, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Well, today, what changes is just, I wouldn't say the terminology, but what changes is the fact of how you are presented the material. Today, we're going to say that if one of the following happens, if opposite sides are parallel, or opposite sides congruent, or opposite angles congruent, or consecutive angles are supplementary, or diagonals bisect each other, then you have a parallelogram. So notice the only difference between what we did on Tuesday versus what we did today, what we're doing today, is that on Tuesday you were told you had a parallelogram, so you did everything. Today you're going to do everything to say that you have a parallelogram, which basically means none of the math changes whatsoever. You know how hard it is to write things backwards? So what you're going to see here, guys, is that you're going to be asked to find the value of x that makes something a parallelogram. Which means when you look at a diagram, you kind of have to decide, well, are you talking about sides? Are you talking about angles? If you're talking about angles, are you talking about angles that are next to each other? Or are you talking about angles that are opposite one another? This really is quite literally 6 minutes of instruction, and we're quite done with it. Okay? There's not a lot of craziness at all. None of the algebra is any different from what we've done. It's just a matter of identifying what's going on in the problem. For example, All right? Find the value of x that makes that a parallelogram. Well, are we dealing with sides or angles now? Angles. Are those angles next to each other or are they across from one another? They would be next to each other. Anyway, so these angles are technically next to each other, what we would call consecutive, which means are they going to be equal or are they going to be supplementary? Supplementary. So it is, again, identifying what you know that has to happen. These two angles has to equal, when you add them together, 180. Because consecutive angles inside a parallelogram will always add up to equal 180. And remember, consecutive angles means angles that are next to each other. All right? Again, you wind up with some really, really, really nice and easy math. In this case, add the 3 and the 4x together, move the 5, you get 7x. How many quarters are in $1.75? 35. There are 35 quarters in $1.75. How about this? I will give you $1.75. You give me 35 quarters. You should be sorry. You should just stop with "I'm sorry" and just go with it. No, just stop with "I'm sorry." Stop. In the name of love, before you break my heart. Yeah, it's fine. Air 5, Kleckner. Yeah, there's nothing to this. Knock those out for tomorrow. We'll talk about any leftover questions that you may have. Like I said, guys, I don't want to have to repeat it here. Like I said, guys, knock these out for tomorrow. Double check the stuff that you had. If there's any other questions you had about angles or polygon stuff or set of parallelograms, make sure you've got those questions for tomorrow. We'll take 5-10 minutes. We shouldn't need any more than that to talk about it. Quiz itself probably won't take more than 25 minutes, I'm guessing, which will give us another 10 minutes or so towards the end. And then we'll talk a little bit about what we have on paper so far for the final and what we're looking at for review and all that junk. We will, if I don't have everything out to you as far as anything reviewed, because I know with break coming up, I'll at least send you guys a link to what we did last year so you can at least start to look at a few things here or there. Stuff like that. But I don't know if we'll have everything on paper yet for break. But all right, questions? Super. No, ma'am.